What's up? It's Sammy709 with another video. This time I'm going to do my Eastern Conference NBA predictions for this upcoming 2025 to 2026 NBA season. I did my Western Conference predictions recently if you want to check that out. Like I said in the other videos, I'm dead confident in these predictions. I thought these through, and these are not lucky guesses. Number 1 seed, I got the Cleveland Cavaliers. With Jason Tatum and Halliburton injured, they're the most talented team in the East with the cracked starting lineup. And they got Coach of the Year Kenny Atkinson, especially with 60 wins last year, over 60 wins. We know how dominant they were in the regular season consistently and should continue, but will they do that in the playoffs is the only question. Number 2, I got the New York Knicks. Other than the Celtics and losing to the Pacers in the playoffs, they keep proving that they're the best teams in the Eastern Conference. They added Jordan Clarkson to their depth, and even though Mike Brown is not that different from Thibs, he will use his bench even more in the playoffs to not overwork their elite starting lineup in the playoffs. Number 3 seed, Orlando Magic. Paulo Franz and Suggs are coming back from their major injuries and be their full season from last season, fully healthy. They added Desmond Bane and Tyus Jones to improve their scoring and spacing, which they lacked the most for the last couple years. They improved the most with not only their off-season, but them being healthy from their severely injured season last year. Number 4 seed, they got the Atlanta Hawks. They had a great offseason. They added players like Porzingis and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Now they got a good enough defense to make up for Trae Young's deficiency, like Dyson Daniels, and they got another good scorer like Zachary Reese-Shea. No more excuses for this team for being mid. Number 5 seed, they got the Philadelphia 76ers. When Joel Embiid is healthy, the Sixers are always a top seed in the East. They're just down low because they got a lot of ground to make up when they were as low as 24 wins last year, while teams like the Hawks and Magic, who were already at 40 plus wins, significantly improved in many ways. The Sixers are, again, they didn't do much this offseason like other teams also. That's why other teams significantly improved with already a better record than them. Number 6 seed, I got the Toronto Raptors. I think they're going to be the surprising team this year, like the Pistons last year, with the East being wide open. While other teams are declining or remaining stagnant, whether it's off-season, losing players, or injury, they traded for Brandon Ingram and should be with them full season as he's returning back from injury. Scotty Barnes taking the leap. Already like their coach. And this team showed a lot of promise down the stretch last year. Number 7 seed, I got the Detroit Pistons. Disappointed that this young team looking to take the next step didn't do anything to improve the roster but rather lost players this free agency. This team will have more experience though, and will still progress in their rebuilding timeline. Well, they're out of the rebuild because now they're competing, but timeline in general. And they got Cade Cunningham, who should take another leap with the big leap of that from last year. The 8th seed, I got the Miami Heat. Good trade for Norman Powell, and they get Andrew Wiggins full season, but none of them are that number 1 scorer, which they severely lack after losing Jimmy Butler. He will also be gone full season this time around, and they got an aging core who will soon, the players, be past their prime. Number 9 seed is the Chicago Bulls. Are they rebuilding or are they still stuck in mediocrity? This team is definitely not a legit contender after having a stagnant offseason to build off their promising core. Number 10 seed, I got the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum injured, Holiday and Porzingis traded, Al Horford and Luke Cornett gone. So not only is their best player injured, they got a major hole at center. Their players like Jaylen Brown and Derek White from the championship will make them too talented good for them to tank, but it's kind of questionable having them as the #1 guy. Just gotta trust Brad Stevens. The Pacers, same reason as the Celtics at number 12. The Indiana Pacers, especially when they lost Tyrese Halliburton and Miles Turner. Number 13, I got the Milwaukee Bucks. With Damian Lillard injured, their roster is terrible. Miles Turner does not overcome all of this at all, but Giannis Antetokounmpo is too good to tank with. Charlotte Hornets, great pieces with LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller, but that's pretty much it, as they can't stay healthy. They got a major hole at center after trading away Mark Williams, and they're not as well ran of an organization. Number 14, I got the Washington Wizards. They're making good moves this offseason, like CJ McCollum, for example, as a rebuilding squad, but they still don't got that #1 guy to lead this team forward. Number 15 seed, I got the Brooklyn Nets. They have no talent at all. They lost D'Angelo Russell. I'm not a fan of who they picked in their draft picks when they literally had 5 first-rounders. Cam Thomas only goes off occasionally, which isn't good enough to win games. Michael Porter Jr. is a downgrade from Cam Thomas, who they traded away to the Nuggets, and they have to eat his shitty contract. If you reached this far, I appreciate y'all clicking at this video. I'll see y'all guys later. And once again, it was awesome seeing the Thunders win the championship. OKC, baby.